Kayla.
I'm Selena.
I'm Vanessa.
I'm Nolan.
We're the Coon Kids and we watch Patriot News.
Good morning, Penwood.
Good morning.
And welcome to yet another episode of Patriot News. I am the great and powerful Mr. Smythe, and with me always, unfortunately, is
The
Mr. Coon. Mr. Coon. That's right. Today is Friday,
good to be here.
May 15th, 2020. There are how many days left until the end of the school year, Mr. Coon?
There are, got them, 22 days left. 22 calendar days, not school days, calendar days
That's
left.
right. 22 calendar days until school wraps up for this year. It's been an interesting year. It's been one for the books. It's unfortunate we may not get an opportunity to see everybody in person again until after the end of the school year. But, you know, it is what it is. We keep going, we keep it moving, and we keep doing our Patriot News. So we have some really exciting stuff coming at you today. We have a do-it-yourself art project with Miss Kittner.
Oh, that's new.
A really interesting word of the day presentation by Mr. McCluskey.
What?
Yeah, and some other special segments. So really good episode of the news today. Hope you guys enjoy it. So without wasting any more time, let's kick it into high gear and talk about the word of the day. Mr. Coon, what is our word of the day for today?
Our word of the day is essential. Let me show you what an essential.
Essential.
That's right. I can tell you, as an essential worker myself, it's important for me to wear a mask. But what does it mean to be essential? Well, obviously, Mr. Smythe wouldn't know because he's not essential. So let me tell you, an essential worker is something that's absolutely necessary or extremely important. So you can see from my mask, my role is essential to society. So I'm an essential worker. It's necessary for me to be out during COVID-19. That's not necessarily the case for all of us.
In what capacity are you essential, Mr. Coon?
In the capacity of keeping everyone safe, obviously, and fighting crime. I mean, it's not really a question.
Fighting crime with math?
With math, of course, if it needs to. But whatever is needed, whatever's demanded in the job, that's what I do.
Interesting.
Sometimes
Excellent.
it's technology and computers. Sometimes
Great.
it's science. I'm throwing it at. I'm a quadruple threat.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Well, in order to get a deeper understanding of what is essential and the word essential, we go to one of our favorite Penwood Middle School staff members, Mr. McCluskey. Take it away, Mr. McCluskey.
So welcome everybody to my version of Hollywood Squares. In the top left corner, we have Mary Kate, my cousin, Mary Kate Finnegan, and her husband, Eric. In the top right corner, we have my sister, Christina. In the middle column, left side, we have my cousin, Joey Macario. Dead center, we got my little B, my little cousin, AJ Finnegan. To the right of him, we have his older brother, Frank Finnegan. In the bottom right, the man who looks like he hasn't showered today is my brother, Dan McCluskey. Directly below me at the very bottom is my cousin, Kevin Macario. And joining us in bottom left square is Grandma Macario. How are you, Grandma?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. All right, so really quick, I want to run through what I want to ask you guys. We're going to define what you think is essential, an essential item you consider at your home, and if you are an essential worker or not. And if you are an essential worker, can you just, or if you are working, can you just share a little bit of what you were doing? And we'll start right over with Mary Kay Finnegan and Eric. Two birds with one stone. We're in the same area. So can you guys share, are you an essential worker? And if not, what do you think it is essential item? And what are you doing to keep entertained throughout this whole thing?
Sure. So we are not essential workers. We are at home. I am working from home currently. I work for a medical tech company, though, so we deal with payments in the medical industry. So my business is technically directly affected by what is going on, and we put a lot of expedites in place to help providers and health systems kind of acquire contactless payments. So setting up payment portals so that patients can pay online, that they don't have to necessarily like share their card, hand it over. So we're pretty busy right now, even though I am working from home. I think that an item that's pretty essential to us would be things to keep us sane. So
anything to keep your mind off of what is going on. Like, it's good to stay informed, but it's also good to kind of check out and play some video games and read some books.
There you go, the books.
Harry Potter, highly recommend.
Everything in moderation. You don't want to do too much video games. You don't want to go too much news.
All right.
And I think, sorry, last thing. I think the biggest thing is just not sitting down all day. Because even though I am home,
Oh my
I'm
God,
sitting down
yes.
all day now. I'm not walking to the train station. I'm not walking in the city. I'm not walking to go get lunch. I'm literally sitting on my couch for 24 hours. So I think reminding yourself to get up and like move is really important.
I agree with that. It's insane how much time I can spend just doing nothing, or what feels like nothing when you don't move. And it's all right. So let's toss it to the other side, the other square. Christina, my sister, can you define what is essential? Are you an essential worker? What are you doing? And an essential item at your home or something like that.
Yeah, so to me, an essential worker is any incredibly patient, smart, wise person who is so needed in our community right now to make anything function. Thank you, Kevin, and anyone else in this call that is also an essential worker. I am working from home, although I am not technically an essential worker. I am an occupancy planner, and so my team is helping in a sense to get the workforce re-entered back into their offices. So how can we apply social distance policies to get people back into the workplace for when that time does come? For me, probably my most essential item in my house is my coffee machine because I can't live without my coffee.
Amen.
Oh my goodness,
That's what I got right here.
Yeah.
But to keep myself busy, one of my favorite things has been doing puzzles. So I just completed my first puzzle last night and I feel really happy about it.
Congratulations.
And also, what?
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. It was only 800 pieces, but it was really difficult. Everything was the same color. And it felt like
tough.
it was, I feel great about it. But I'm starting to think doing puzzles is a little like giving childbirth, I hear, because you forget how bad it is, because now I want to do another one.
Wow.
Oh, good Lord. All right. Thank you for your time, Christina.
I'm really loving doing my online yoga classes.
Excellent.
So keeping active in that way.
Definitely important to keep active. We'll go right through the middle squares. So we'll start with you, Fran. Fran.
Okay. I would say that I would consider an essential worker anybody whose job is directly impacted by necessity and not luxury. So, like, for example, if you work in any form of utilities, like if you work for like a gas company, like if your house's gas goes down, someone needs to come fix that, even though we're quarantined. Like, we can't just have nobody out there who's not doing that. And I really appreciate the fact that those people are still getting out there and doing stuff like that. As dangerous as it can be. I would say that my normal job is not an essential worker. I work for a costume shop that produces costumes for Broadway plays and musicals. However, my skills have been redirected since going home into essential work, because now we're doing work for the Broadway Relief Project, and we are building from home disposable and reusable hospital surgical medical gowns and masks.
Oh, wow.
Because of the shortage of it just everywhere. I'm actually starting my second set today.
Look, it's awesome.
Yeah. And I would say that for me, an essential item in my house is my iPod. It's my iPod, because even like I'm a homebody in general, so like even a month and a half home has not been like mind numbing for me as it can be for a lot of people who need to get up and out. Like, I'm the kind of person who's been like, this has been a month and a half staycation for me, as unfortunate as it is for everybody else out there. But if I couldn't like zone out and just like put on music and then just do my own thing, I would go berserk and burn the house down.
All right. Thank you for sharing, Fran. Music is really important. AJ, do you need me to repeat the questions, or can you jump right into it?
I can pretty much jump right into it.
All right, do it
I
up, AJ.
myself
Do
am not really an essential worker. I am a self-employed contractor. I do home remodeling. It's all renovation. A lot of my work is in a retirement community, and they're not allowing us to work, so I can't. But a lot of people, like my cousin Kev, are fighting it out there, not able to not go home and stay at home and have to work in it. It's just important that we all do our due diligence and stay strong and keep doing what we need to do. But I mean, one thing that I don't really need it, but it's kept me through it, is the pool table in our living room.
Oh, nice.
That keeps me up, moving, and actually have to do something. It's not just in my room sitting down playing video games. I do that, but not all the time.
And that's good because that keeps you up and interacting with everybody in the room.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I still have fun. Try to keep myself sane. Miss golf.
Miss golf. Oh my god, yeah. I miss golf.
I miss golf.
So nice too. I miss baseball. So, all right,
exactly.
Let's not talk about sports. Yeah. All right, thanks, AJ, you jerk. Moving on. Joey, can you do you need a repeat of the questions, or can I just keep it moving?
So, an essential worker is not me. An essential worker is somebody that a society cannot function without, is the short answer. My job is I am a technical support engineer for a company that sells industrial equipment.
Engineer.
You don't want me to respond.
I know, I'm sorry, just keep going.
So,
I'm just gonna go over here.
We help our, I help our customers, and some of our customers are essential workers in the sense that they create, make essential products. We have food companies, pharmaceutical companies, whatnot. So you need those, but we help them, and then I help our after sales group with technical questions because they don't know anything.
Remember, this being recorded, just so you know.
They don't know the technical questions. They can sell it, but they can sell ice to an Eskimo.
All right, and do you have anything that you consider an essential item at home, or something that helps?
My standing desk. I bought my own standing desk so I can stand up. They're amazing, aren't they? So good. So besides that, I would say fitness apps for me, and then one thing that wasn't mentioned, puzzles was kind of mentioned, but board games in general, it's a good family activity, and it gets to play.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely, all of our greatest memories growing up is playing board games and cards at grandmom's when we were younger. So I know that's definitely a pastime we all enjoy.
Cards.
All right, Sleepyhead, bottom right, the second best brother in the family. Can you share with the audience what you're indulging in right now?
To pass the time, have started my own Madden 20 franchise in which I am not playing any of the games. I'm just coaching and simulating because, like AJ said, God, I miss sports. And this is the best I got.
And you took over the Dolphins, so obviously you took over the second worst NFL team next to the Browns. And how are you doing?
The Browns won the Super Bowl the first year.
That's how I know your league. That's how I know your league doesn't make sense.
Well, it's Madden. It's a game.
Yeah. The Browns were supposed to be good.
All right.
Paper, their defense was rock solid.
Is there anything that you consider an essential item or something you're doing at home? Shout out to your fiance who's also a teacher. Shout out to the fiance who's also a teacher.
Yes. Hi, Alyssa, who's not in the room. But internet is my essential.
Yeah, I heard that.
Mm-hmm. Internet's definitely keeping us all sane right now with the streaming, the communication, everything. All right, throw it all the way down to the bottom with the Kevin, the Kevo, the myth, the man, the legend. Number 10 in your programs, number 1 in your hearts.
Oh my God! Stop it!
All right, Kev, can you explain what you do and go into a little bit about what it's like being an essential worker?
So I am a public transit operator. I drive buses, trains, and trolleys for SEPTA. And I am an essential worker. One of the last things to get shut down during anything, absolutely anything, you name it. Pandemics right now, the national disaster. You've got cities on fire, and they ask us, and we lend our buses out. So like we don't shut down for absolutely anything unless we have contract disputes for like going on strike and all that. But essential workers, nurses, teachers, supermarkets, for the love of God, they are so mistreated. I mean, they deserve so much more, and because they literally are setting up guards so that because they have to get so close to people, and
it's crazy.
It kills me. My mother-in-law works for Acme, and I'm scared for her every day. Scared for her every day. She is 60 years old. Her immune system's not what it used to be, but she still has to be out there, and I'm thankful she's there. I'm thankful for all the people that are still working. Even though a lot of us don't have a choice, but you need to power through it and get there. And one of the things I'm really upset about is the lack of protection that came towards us. We didn't have any masks. We barely had enough cleaning supplies to give out. Like, we had our cleaners go through overtime, which, thank the Lord, they went through overtime. And they're wiping down buses, trolleys, rooms, anything that we can touch. But the big problem was that we didn't have the PPE. SEPTA was completely unprepared to protect their workers. And what cracks me up is that without us, there is no SEPTA. And when we strike, what I wrote earlier was the ongoing phrase is that SEPTA, we move Philly, we move Philadelphia. When we're not moving, no one's moving because there's not enough cars out there and it's already congested in the city. So without us, everyone's screwed if you think about it. But my problem is that even my coworkers, I have a lot of my coworkers calling out because they either don't want to come into work, they're scared to come into work, they can't come into work because their hours have changed so much and they have family that they have to account for. So we have 400 drivers at my job and at least half of them aren't there. At least half of them aren't there. So every day I'm being asked to do extra work. And since all of us are doing a 4 on 3 off, we're all doing 8 hours. So we're all getting 32. But our contract allows it. We fought for it. So our contract gives us 40 hours so long as we come to work. They have to guarantee us that. And they can't lay us off. It's just...
Well, I want to say 2 things. One is what you were saying. I kind of preach to my kids at school that we have a common things we want to do and then things we need to do. And the things we need to do often contradict the things we want to do. But the things we need to do are the things that benefit us. And you guys putting in the extra time and everybody that's staying and cleaning more and everybody that's practicing social. This is all the things we need to do that's benefiting everybody. Grandma.
Yes.
What do you think an essential worker is?
Okay.
What would you...
Let me say, I think I remember the question. I'm retired. I'm a retired RN. I sit here at my age and think if they really need help, should I go back to work?
No, Grandma.
Not working.
You just need to make sure you make yourself dinner tonight. That's what you need to do. Well, I just want to say thank you to my family for participating in that. We have from brother and sister to cousins to our grandmother. We all thank you and we hope you be safe and make sure you wash your hands. See you guys. Penwood proud.
Now that we had a look at essential, what essential means, thank you very much, Mr. McCluskey. I think it's important that we take a look at our Fast Five. So we remember what our part, what we can do at home, and why it's important for us to stay home, and what we can do at home to help get rid of this COVID-19.
That's right. Some of these different strategies are essential to the health and safety of the individual practicing them. So let's take a look.
I see what you did there.
Ramblers in the wilderness, we can't find what we need. We get a little restless from the search and get a little worn down in between. Like a bull chasing the matadors, a man see. Brother, let me be your shelter.
Now we go to one of our most important weekly segments here at Patriot News, and that is Keeping It Real with Mr. Hill.
You can post cute, pouty lip pictures. You can make a fire video for TikTok. You can make lit videos for your Snap and your IG. Then your teacher asks you to post educational pics or an educational video. Crickets.
Yeah, I totally get, I don't know about you, Mr. Kuhn, but I totally understand Mr. Hill's keeping it real fact. I find it very helpful. I know that for me, I tend to figure things out in social media, but when it's something I don't necessarily want to do, I kind of like, I don't know how to do it.
I mean, he's got a point.
Yeah.
The man knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, and that's because for me, you know, I'm so big on social media. I have a huge social media presence. I have over 1 million friends.
Really?
How many friends do you have on social media, Mr. Kuhn?
I currently have. Well, you know, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't have the time to be on social media because I'm so busy giving back to society. I don't have time to make up fake personas about myself and false things that people can believe and follow. It's just I'm living my life. I'm being the best me I can be. Fact. You can look it up.
It's that few, huh?
It's time for a new segment here in Patriotville, something that the fans have been demanding, which is a DIY or do-it-yourself art project.
That's right. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I don't know about you guys, but you know, being stuck in the house with not a lot of places to go or things to do, I've been looking for things to keep me busy, keep me occupied, and kind of encourage my creativity. So I'm really excited about this today, and I think this is something we need to continue to do here at Patriot News to give our scholars and even our adults a way to express their creativity and something to do while they're stuck in the house as a result of our COVID-19 lockdown. So these are simple art projects that you can do at home with stuff that you have in your house.
So while we're not having the Penwood Challenge this week, we have a bye week for our competitors, this is an opportunity for you to watch and see which of the two anchors is truly the better artist and more capable of achieving more things in their life.
That's right. Let's take a look. Hello and welcome to a new and exciting segment here at Patriot News, the Do-It-Yourself Art Project segment with our resident art expert here at Penwood Middle School, Miss Kittner. Miss Kittner, thank you for joining us on Patriot News yet again. Hello.
Great to have you.
How are you doing?
But, you know, pretty
fantastic.
Handy, just
so, Miss Kittner coming to us live from her home gym. What are you training for, Miss Kittner? Real quick, just a little background on what you're up to. What are you training for with the gym behind you? We understand that you have a fight coming up.
Yeah, like Ultimate Fighter, right? Deathmatch, something like that.
I kickbox and I do a little bit of jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai tied in. So.
And when will your next fight be?
Well, you will see a clip training sequence of that for the trivia for my intro. So we'll be filming that. My coach and I. So you guys will get a little sneak peek.
Exciting. So big fight
coming up. Be a good time.
And if I'm understanding what you just said correctly, you will be fighting Mr. Kuhn in a cage of some kind coming up soon. That will be brought to you live from Patriot News. So we look forward to that segment coming down the road. But for today,
I feel like your audio is breaking up. Definitely something's wrong with your audio.
Today, actually, in line with that, if you would like to comment on the YouTube video, who do you think would win in a fight, Mr. Kuhn or Miss Kittner? Let us know, and let us know if you want to see it. We'll make that happen. So that's not what
we will.
Today we're doing art.
Our ratings to skyrocket.
Okay.
Today we're doing art projects that you can do from home. So even though we're not meeting together at Penwood Middle School, which is unfortunate, we can still do art projects and create things with simple stuff that you have around the house. So Ms. Kittner, first, if you want to tell us what the art project is that we're going to be doing, and then what are some of the things that you will need to do that.
All right. Well, I thought I'd keep it simple and we do the bat logo from Batman.
Obviously, I'm the favorite. This is why we picked this project.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Kittner.
So we're going to be drawing this specific logo. I thought this one might be the easiest. It has a lot more straight lines. Some of the bat symbols can be a little bit complicated.
I got
Honestly,
this.
paper and pencil. That's it. If you don't have a pencil, a pen is fine. If you want to go above and beyond, use a Sharpie. But pencil and paper is totally fine. Or if you're Kuhn, a dry erase board.
Excellent. So, Mr. Kuhn, what do you have?
I have a dry erase board and a dry erase board marker.
Excellent. And I have a piece of plain white paper and a marker, which I will be doing mine with. So, all right, let's get into it. So, what are the steps? Break it down.
Right, so, first, on your whatever you're drawing on, draw a straight line going down the middle of your paper and a triangle that is pointing down. Going along that middle line, you're going to use that for the head, the top of the head of your bat. So you're going to draw a little curve and then essentially 2 triangles.
You got that, Smite? Curve and 2 triangles.
And then you will, just one, oh my goodness. Then you'll connect those lines going all the way down to that point. That way you can see the ears of the bat going all the way down to the bottom, which is going to be the tail because they line up. So now you can see like where the wings are going to go is following along that triangle. So it'll look something like this. Once you have that, you're going to draw, it's almost going to look kind of like a letter U going underneath on either side. That's going to be the curve of the top of the wing. So it'll look something like this. That curve, and then this is the line for the top of the wing that you already have from your triangle. All right. So then after that, you're going to start drawing the curves of the wings. I'm shading mine in so you guys can see it. From this triangle that you have already drawn, you have the top of your wing, and then curve line that'll follow along your guideline curve, curve, curve to the bottom. Same thing over here, curve, curve, curve to the bottom. You have a bat.
Okay. Mr. Kuhn, are you finished?
I am finished. I am completely ready.
I am as well. We're going to go based off of seniority and competence. So,
so hair color. So you're first.
So Kuhn, you will show yours first. Drum roll, please.
Okay. Let me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to project it for you onto my background. Let me go ahead and do that. Let me just slip out of the way.
Yeah, okay.
Here's my.
Show us your drawing.
That is my drawing. I was projecting it.
Show us your drawing.
All right. Wait. I feel like I'm being set up here, but I will show you my drawing.
That's actually
it's like a baby bat. It's like
it looks like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baby bat.
That's one of my early sketches.
So, Ms. Kidner, what would you give that on a scale of 1 to 10? If you had to rate that, if he was a scholar in your class.
If 10 is the highest?
Yes.
Yeah, I will accept an 11 if you so feel.
I'd say 7 or an 8.
Right, I heard
Really?
11.
That's a lot higher than I would have gone, but okay. And now I will show you guys my drawing.
That you printed out because it's
Nope,
the same
that
one
is-
as Kieran's background.
Nope, that is written. That is written by me on the paper that I showed earlier. Marker.
That's fascinating.
So,
Can you hold it up a little bit closer? I'd like to see the consistency of your Sharpie lines within your bat.
Yep, you can see that.
I can't see it because
Totally
you're moving it.
So how would you rate that one, Miss Kidner?
What would you? How would you rate that?
Considering the fact that that would be plagiarism, that would get a 0.
There's no evidence.
Oh!
No evidence to
6 or
support
7
that.
beats a 0 every time.
No evidence to support that.
Let's
that's
see the
plagiarized.
actual drawing, Smythe. Come on.
That is the actual drawing. There
That
it
is most definitely
10
not. Let's
for the
see
record.
it.
There
You
it is.
printed that out.
All right, so I think it's safe to say that Mr. Smythe wins.
What about Miss Kittner's final? Do I not count?
Well, you showed it already.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on.
What would this get?
All right. Thank you to Miss Kittner. Thank you to Mr. Kuhn for attempting to compete with me in an artistic challenge. Obviously, you lost, as is customary. So I hope that you'll come back to us, Miss Kittner, with another do-it-yourself art project. So even though we're stuck at home, we can create some cool stuff and have some fun. So we look forward to seeing you again. And thank you.
Thanks.
One. And now, Penwood, we have a super exciting announcement coming to you from the Student Council here at Penwood Middle School. Even though it is, we are not able to meet in person in the building at Penwood Middle School, our home, the home of Patriotville and Patriotville-ness, we are still very excited about being Penwood Patriots, and there's still a ton of school spirit. And we want to show that, and we are giving our scholars and staff members the opportunity coming up to show their school spirit, even if it's remote. And so starting Monday, May 18th, going all the way until Friday, May 22nd, we will have Spirit Week, Digital Spirit Week, here at Penwood Middle School online.
That's right. And let's, for this week, this is an exciting opportunity for us and a unique opportunity for us since it is online. And Mr. Smythe has already kicked off what Monday will be. Monday is Pajama Day. So big shout out to Mr. Smythe for wearing your pajamas today as a model of what that would look like for our scholars wearing pajamas to kick off this Spirit Week.
Yeah, good one. This shirt's worth more than your whole wardrobe. Yes, and Tuesday of next week will be Family Day, a day where you can take a picture with your family or a short video clip and send it to Student Council, which they're going to compile and push out to all of our Penwood peeps. And Wednesday, we have Pet Day. Mm-hmm. So if you have a pet, same thing like the family, you take a picture with the pet, and you get it to Student Council. Mr. Coombe, what is Thursday?
I'm glad you asked. Thursday will be Mask Day. So make sure you wear your mask, whatever that may
Is
look
that
like.
any mask? Like, can I use a Halloween mask?
You know what? Actually, they prefer that you wear your COVID-19 approved safety mask. So not just any mask. Make sure you wear your COVID-19 mask
Gotcha.
to keep you and everyone safe. Take a picture, send that in. And then last but not least, on Friday is going to be Spirit Day. Show your spirit. Show off your Penwood gear, your Penwood pride, right? Show hashtag Penwood proud. Show us what you got.
Excellent. Can't wait. That's really exciting stuff. We look forward to it. And as we said before, if you have if you are participating and you take pictures and stuff, be sure to get that to Student Council.
Throughout the course of COVID-19, we have taken time to look at each of our subjects and figure out how they apply to us in real life, specifically right now, because our subjects are everywhere. So today, we're going to take a look at English and where we can find that in our world. There's a lot of information out there, a lot of information flying around about COVID-19, and it's really important for us to take a look at our sources and know whether the information we're receiving is factual or if it's made up. This can be hard to do, but it's something that we have to navigate. Let's take a look at English in real life.
When we Google something, we get thousands and thousands of hits. Within all those hits, we have to confirm if the resources, those hits, are giving us true and accurate information. Believe it or not, YouTube is not a news station. It's not always giving us reliable info. It can sometimes tell us how to write a 5-paragraph essay or how to beat the next level of our game. But especially now, for the COVID-19 pandemic, not always giving us reliable info. Well, how do we go about figuring out what is the truth and what are truthful updates versus what is fake news? Because right now, when we're trying to do that, figure out current updates, it can be hard to filter through. Some suggestions that I have are CNN 10. That's a great resource. Other websites or other resources would be the Center for Disease Control and the World Health Organization. Center Disease Control, cdc.org. That's a .organization. So that's how you know at the end of the website. And the World Health Organization is who.int. That's ELA in real life. And I'm Miss Sherrick signing off.
All right, Penwood, as we begin to bring Patriot News' episode today to a close, we want to talk real quick about the Penwood Challenge. So as you guys well know, because you all thoroughly enjoy the Penwood Challenge, we have completed the first round of the Penwood Challenge, and we are moving into the semifinals. We have a number of teams or individuals who have moved to the semifinals, and of that, we will then end up with two, one competition after that, and then we will have our champion. So in the next round, we will begin that next week. Right now, our competitors are preparing. They're doing a lot of research on general trivia, a lot of physical exercise, so they're physically capable of participating in the challenge because, as we know, it's extremely physically daunting. But we're pretty excited about the matchups that we have. And next week, we will be coming to you with our first round of the semifinals, in which we will have the one and only Todd the Bone Breaker Bones versus
Mr. Beavers. It's gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be.
I don't know about you, Mr. Kim, but that might be my most anticipated matchup of the semifinals. I think whoever comes out of that very well might be my favorite to win the whole thing.
Really?
So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Well, you better tune in next week and see what happens.
It's going to be exciting. So we look forward to that. We hope you guys tune in to next week's episode where we will, again, have our first round of semifinals in the Penwood Challenge. Until then, we have some people we want to shout out. We want to thank first Miss Borsalian.
Thank you, Miss Borsalian. Why are we thanking her?
Miss Borsalian, who contributed to our Patriot News opener in last week's episode.
Oh, that's right. Her sister's, brothers, nephews, friends, next door neighbor who went to college with her.
They met each other once. Correct.
Yes. Thank you, Miss Borsalian.
Thanks, Miss Borsalian. We appreciate you helping us get more fans of Patriot News and clips for our opening of the news. We also want to thank Mr. Traber and his family for contributing, and Mr. Kuhn and his family who helped us out today.
You know, I'd like to give you a non-biased opinion. I mean, those are some adorable children. They must look like their father, right?
No, I'm pretty sure they look like their mother, thank God. So thank you to everyone who has contributed to Patriot News in the opening. And also thank you to our teachers who are really busy with their remote learning and yet still contributing and participating in the news. We really appreciate it. Be sure to show your appreciation for everyone working hard in the news by watching, liking, and subscribing to the Patriot News channel, YouTube channel, which allows us to spread our Patriotville message throughout the internets and the whole world.
That's right.
So that's it for today's episode. We'll see you guys again next week. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, Patriots, have a great day, an even better weekend. And remember, we are